Alright, we got a Season 13 group game here. It's going to be alphasquid versus cannister, so crane versus dragon. Let me check the... So it looks like alphasquid is 4-1 right now, pretty good, and then cannister is 3-2. So both players still in contention for the cup here. Cannister would have to win both of his next two games. alphasquid just has to win one out of the next two. So we'll see how this game goes. We have Imperial Palace on the dragon side here, and Yoshi on the crane side. So I think we'll probably see that Yoshi getting discarded since the palace is here. Also finds a librarian and a cautious scout. Librarian not really that good early on, but cautious scout is a very good card to see against dragon. He's going to play that with one fate. He has the favorable ground as well, so what he could even do is like do a political attack and see a province, hopefully restoration, and then just move home and attack again and see another province. He is the first player, the crane player here. That would, yeah, so I feel like that would probably be a good play. You definitely want to have the voice of honor weigh the crane so that he can't assassinate you. You don't know if he's running assassinate or not. Either way, you're going to attack something here. Raitsugu can duel you, but you have a fate. Not a whole lot to talk about early on here since I can't look at the deck lists. Looks like we're about to see the first conflict. So you probably go... I think Earth and Fire are the important rings here. Earth is probably slightly better unless... Yeah, I think Earth is going to be the ring you want here. Wonder if two Fate on Scout would have been correct, given that Raitsugu is here. Yeah, I was thinking about that. If you don't have the Voice of Honor, though, then that loses pretty hard to the Assassinate. So it's a little bit risky. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world, I guess, if you get assassinated, like, you still get to see a province. So that probably would have been a good thing to consider, putting two Fate on the Cautious Scout. Because, like, what's the chance? Dragons at most run one assassinate, so the chance of him having that is not very high. He's going to find Restoration and Balance on the attack here. That is the ideal province to find with this Cautious Scout. He's not going to have to worry about that for the rest of the game now, which is pretty nice. It looks like the dragon player is on Seeker of Void, by the way, which means I think he's going more for the old monk like Mitsu plus Void Fist thing, as opposed to the dual deck that runs the Defend Your Honor. Crane is Seeker of Fire, which I don't know if that really tells us much. We see a defense with the Raitsugu here, okay. So I imagine we're probably going to see the duel. Seeker of Fire means no soul beyond reproach. Well, yeah, obviously, but yeah, apart from that, we can't really tell much. It does mean no defend your honor, although I don't think the dual deck for Crane is really competitive enough yet, so. So Raitsugu is immediately going to duel. He's going to bid 3 there, wow. alphasquid also chose to go for the Void Ring here. I think that is probably a mistake. I don't really feel like the Void Ring is too impactful here. I think you should have just gone Earth. That seems like the better ring choice. Like, your Cautious Scout's going to get dueled anyway, so he's not going to have Fate on them. Taking 1 Fate off Raitsugu is not going to do anything right now because he has 3 Fate and probably Reprieves in his deck. Earth Ring, on the other hand, drawing and discarding is pretty big. Ooh, we see Admit Defeat. Whatever ring tricks Cannister into defending. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was thinking we might have an Indomitable Will get played here, but the Admit Defeat going to bow him out. Crane can potentially try to break this restoration now if he has like a bonsai. Must be nice to have Cautious Scout. Yeah, Cautious Scout is pretty good. Yeah, we do see a bonsai here. Assassinate at this point would be pretty negative for the dragon player since he's already defended and spent the duel. But it's still plus 2 cards, I guess, because he spent Admit Defeat and bonsai. It just means you spent your character really inefficiently. Ooh, wow, we do see the Assassinate, okay. Going to 6 honor on turn 1, yeah, that's true as well. Cannister bid 3 in that duel, which means he is now down to 6 honor, which is pretty low for turn 1. So he's saying he realized he should have killed it first. It's actually, the line he took was actually better here. Yeah, that's what I was about to say is, if he was going to assassinate anyway, the correct line would just be to not defend at all and assassinate the Cautious Scout. That was a mistake, but the way he did it was still okay because he defended and got alphasquid to spend 2 cards before using the assassinate, so he's plus 2 cards now. He should not have probably used the duel though and bid 3 on that. That was probably not ideal. But yeah, like just no defense, assassinate, and then you can go and break something with Raitsugu. Seems pretty easy there. Tattooed Wanderer, let's see what he finds. If he finds Magistrate Station, then he has to be able to break it, which probably won't be too difficult. Finds Manicured Garden, okay. So could play a Hurricane Punch to break this, if he has one of those. It's interesting that he's going at the Yoshi province. Like, I wonder if he chose that randomly. Because you have the Imperial Palace, so if you don't want him to have Yoshi turned on, then it should be pretty straightforward. Like, you just keep Palace, and then he has to discard Yoshi. Palace on flip resto, yeah, that's true. But like you're getting favor this turn with Palace, so he can't really keep Yoshi for next turn. So you can still just discard Palace, and then like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna keep Yoshi for 2 turns just for the chance that he gets favor next turn? I don't know. We see a Hurricane Punch and an Assassinate. Okay. That's fair enough. He's still got to draw a card off that Hurricane Punch, so they do both have 6 cards in hand. So if we take a look overall at the resources, well, now with the storehouse, he has 1 more. It's 7 cards to 6, so Dragon is up 1 card. 6 honor to 9, though, so down 3 honor, and 0 fate to 5. So Dragon is down 3 honor and 5 fate, and is only up 1 card. So the only real advantage he has going for him is that he gets the favor this turn, and that he has this large Raitsugu that's going to be sticking around. So what he really needs to be able to do now is take advantage of his board lead. But with 5 fate advantage on the Crane side, that could easily get turned around. Ooh, and we see a Steward of Law, so he's going to get to use his last conflict here. Again, he should definitely go for Earth. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the 3 Fate Raitsugu, but yeah, this should definitely be an Earth Ring here. You can just go at Restoration. You don't want to go to face down, because you could end up giving him Seeker Fate and like finding Pilgrimage, which would be not good. Okay, he is hovering Earth here. So that suggests that the reason he went Void for the first conflict was to protect his... what's it called? To protect his Cautious Scout from the Void Ring. We see Seal of the Dragon played on the Raitsugu, so it doesn't get discarded to the Earth Ring. Oh, there's a pretty substantial delay, is there? Is it really that much? Oh well, I don't know. So he spent a card to get this conflict here, the Steward of Law. Yeah, I don't think it's really that much. So the Earth Ring here is mainly just going to be to discard a card from the Dragon player's hand, which is obviously good. But if he doesn't get the break here, Dragon is still going to get the favor, and I don't think he is going to get the break. Okay, yeah. It might be on your end. Just saw Admit Defeat get played, really? Wait, how far back are you guys? That was like 5 minutes ago. Hold on. Okay, so Let Go gets discarded at random. Probably not really what you want to hit in this matchup, unless Crane is running some attachments. Well, see, now you're responding to me. I don't know. It's hard to tell on my end. 12 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so... doesn't discard Yoshi, actually. And finds his own Imperial Palace into Toshimoko here. Interesting. So I guess you just play Toshimoko? That one was 25 seconds? Yeah, I don't know. Something weird is happening somewhere, but I'm not sure what. Like on my end, at least the way I'm seeing it, the delay doesn't seem to be that much. Yeah, so 5 Fate, Toshimoko, Doom Shugenja. So Crane is obviously going to pass here, so you can either take the passing Fate or play another character. Looks like it's going to be take the passing Fate. The Dragon player kept his Imperial Palace, so now there are palaces on both sides, which means they're just going to cancel out unless one of them gets broken. Consumed by 5 fires, yeah. He is Seeker Splash, and he does have a Shugenja on board, so I don't think we know his splash yet. Yeah, that could technically happen. Just embrace the void, 5 fires this Toshimoko, that would be pretty funny. Skirmisher, that's, I mean, there's a favorable ground, so if he really wants to defend, then he can. He also played that during the draw phase. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that does also tell us that he doesn't have 5 fires, because that's Crab Splash. I mean, the covert here doesn't even matter, because if he wants to be in the conflict, he's just going to favorable ground in. So it doesn't matter. We see a Way of the Crane. Seems good. Dragon should only be allowed to splash dragon. I mean, yeah, they do like to appropriate crab culture. I guess everyone else does it to them though, so. Finger of Jade on Raitsugu. So I'm guessing, yep, there's the skirmisher. So we're going to see some kind of military attack here. Is he going to send the Raitsugu? He's going for the air ring as well. Okay, what were the bids actually? Okay, they both bid 5. So our air ring is interesting here. I'm guessing he wants some honor back so he can get some duels going. But the firing would be better on this board. Like, if you just honor Raitsugu, then you turn off Voice of Honor, which is nice. So this is going to be enough to break the manicured garden. And he doesn't care about that, just going to let it break. Airing gains 2 honor. So the honor totals are back to being pretty close now, actually. Yeah, letting that go is a bit unfortunate. I mean, you don't really care about the province or the character that was in it that much. But letting him get a free ring effect and a free province break is not really ideal. But you only have one character here, so I don't know what you can really do. So the choice now is either attack and then you don't have a defense unless you play a conflict character, or not do that. Alphasquid is second player actually, so what he can do is pass his first attack, and then if Dragon attacks and finds Magistrate Station, you just defend that and then stand and then attack again. It looks like he is going to go for the Void Ring here. Yeah, that's another thing you can do is, as McMage points out, you can attack here and then use favorable ground to move in on defense and use his duel. Looks like this is just going to be a defense though. I'm not sure if I really like this defense. Yeah. So when you're playing Dragon and your your Restoration of Balance gets revealed early, ideally you want it to break as quickly as possible because then your opponent has to attack other provinces. So I would have just let him break that, right? You already discarded the Yoshi. I don't really know how much you need the palace. And he had the favorable ground too, so now he can just move home and he still has his political attack left. So he can break it anyway. I don't know. We see Tattooed Wanderer. It's interesting that he's playing these Tattooed Wanderers as conflict characters and then just not putting fate on them. The first time he didn't have any fate, but this time he could have very easily put a fate on this. Which, especially with the fan, he doesn't quite have enough to win here, so this attack is actually really risky because if he hits Magistrate Station, I think he just loses the game. Ooh, and he does hit Magistrate Station. Because now, fading conflict characters is communist. Is it? Okay. So, now alphasquid can just defend this. What? Why isn't he defending this? That is really confusing. He's afraid of court games? I guess. Okay, so he's going to play a 2-fate political rival. So you still could have defended, right? Yeah, you still... I think you still defend and then you just play the rival anyway. If you don't have the court games or the voice of honor. Like this, I don't know. It kind of seems like a waste of a rival. Stand for favor with the station, but he can just break this palace and then he gets favor, right? I don't know. We see a hurricane punch. Yeah, so the void fist here is actually going to be a problem. I think honor rival to stand and ensure break. I mean, if you don't get the break, like, is that really that bad? It just means you can keep farming restoration of balance. I don't know. It seems I feel like this is a weird line. I feel like you should have definitely defended with Toshimoko, even if you're going to play the rival. Because now, if you get void fisted here, like, you need to have the cancel now. Yeah, he needs to have voice of honor. Ooh, we see court games to honor a friendly character though, so this is going to turn off voice. So Crane needs to play his own court games or a Way of the Crane. No, he passes. Yeah, that's going to be the Void Fist. That was like the most telegraphed Void Fist. I mean, it's always pretty telegraphed. But yeah, you definitely should have defended with Toshimoko there. Fortunately, the Magistrate Station is not breaking yet, thanks to the extra strength from the Palace. But this watering does mean that he can ready the Raitsugu, I guess, to defend. He should have probably at least put one fate on this Tattooed Wanderer, though. I'm not really sure why he didn't do that. Yeah, so Magistrate Station still does not break, which is very fortunate for alphasquid, but yeah, I don't like how that was played there. So Raitsugu can defend this now with 4 strength. What? Oh, okay. Why didn't he play that before? He should have played... Okay, yeah, that's just that's just a mistake. He should have 100% played this Way of the Crane during the conflict right after that court games got played, because that way, like, you can't just throw down the Void Fist. Or it's probably going to get a Voice of Honored. This does make it more likely that he can break here. What does he have now? He has 8. It's going to be 8 to 4. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call that baiting out the Void Fist, because if you Voice of Honor it, he's still played the Void Fist, and then you win the conflict on defense, so he doesn't get to ready Raitsugu, and then you just smash this restoration, and he can't even do anything about it. I think that was definitely a mistake. Wouldn't play the Void Fist into a live voice, so he wasted the court games then, right? Like, I don't see the problem really. Because he played the Way of the Crane so he could ready it with the Magistrate Station anyway, so like, I don't know. I think like, no matter what line you take, playing the Way of the Crane in the conflict was always better. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess, but now he might not be able to break this restoration, which means he might not get favor. Like, taking the risk of your magistrate station getting broken there was just, like, bad. Because that's what you really need, is you just need it to not break, and then you're fine, which is what happened. But, like, he didn't know that there wasn't going to be another fan or something on the Tattooed Wanderer, or, like, a Seal of the Dragon. Okay, so we see political fire at the Restoration of Balance. Ooh, doesn't use the finger. So I guess he values saving the Finger of Jade over taking the favor here. We see a court games that's going to dishonor the political rival. Who cares? Like, you're going to get the firing here. Just, yeah, just dishonor it. It doesn't matter. It's kind of weird, though, that he defended the earlier military attack at the Restoration of Balance, but now he's just letting this one go through. Yeah, he chose not to Finger of Jade the covert. He still has the Finger of Jade there. Like, of the two attacks, I'm not really sure. Like, why didn't you just not defend the first attack and let him break on military, and then you get to attack with Raitsugu and break Magistrate Station, and then he has to attack another face down province? Like, that would have just been a lot better for the dragon. And again, since there's no fate on that Tattooed Wanderer, it is going to leave play. That would have been especially nice to keep because it was honored. Although I guess Crane could have turned the Voice of Honor back on there by honoring the political rival with the firing if he wanted to. Okay, so first player gonna go back to Crane. Oh wait, Dragon got favor? Wait a second. Oh, they tied. I miscounted there. Yeah, since Raitsugu was standing, he had 3 rings, so he had 4, and then Palace plus 1 ring is 4. Yeah, so that ring and that one conflict would have made a difference there. Paragon of Grace is pretty good there, though. So it's a good find. Yeah, it was tied 4-4. We see Miyamoto Dojo on the Dragon side. That's pretty good with the Raitsugu here. And Master Alchemist gets played. Always a good card in the Crane matchup. So now that the Restoration is finally broken, the Crane player does have to attack a face-down province, which is a little bit scary. Finding Shameful Display would be, like, very, very bad. I don't think you can risk that with your Toshimoko. So you could either attack with the political rival. Like, the problem is any attack that's good against Shameful Display is bad against Pilgrimage, and vice versa. So it's kind of awkward to attack here. Yeah, Joe points out that if he had won that watering on defense, then he could have won favor. That is true. His win condition right now, though, is just protect this magistrate station, make sure it doesn't break, and also keep your characters honored. We see Ornate Fan on the Master Alchemist. So I think maybe attacking with the Paragon of Grace is good here. Like, just get a discard. The dragon player has 5 cards in hand. Wait a second. How did that happen? Did he play all his... Oh, I guess this happened. But yeah, 5 cards to 14. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, he has 11 cards in his discard as opposed to only 6 on the Crane side. Yeah, like last turn he spent 3 cards on that one conflict, the Wanderer, the Fan, and the Court Games, and since he didn't put any fate on it, it just died. It looks like we're gonna see Political Rival attack, actually. See what he finds. He finds Pilgrimage. Okay. So this is good for Dragon, right? He gets the Seeker Fate, and as long as you prevent the break here, it's pretty good for you, I think. So maybe you just defend with the Doom Shugenja. Yeah, you have the political favor, so I think that's good. Because then you're winning on board. If you don't defend, he just needs like a fan to break it. Yep, so we do see the Doom Shugenja. Don't like Master Alchemist being used to honor when there's a face-up magistrate station. Yeah, he just used Master Alchemist to honor itself. That's interesting. Yeah, I think you probably dishonor the Toshimoko, right? Steward of Law, for shame. For shame got censured. But there's another for shame. This won't be enough for the break. Playing around Voice of Honor, but he has nothing worth countering at the moment. Yeah, I think you're correct there. Like, he's trying to honor his Master Alchemist so that Voice of Honor will be turned off since it has a lot of fate on it. But, like, as Crane, you just don't care about that, really. I think you should dishonor Toshimoko. Like, you want to push through as much dishonor effects on the Crane characters as you can, just in hopes that you can turn off that Magistrate Station. We do see the ornate fan. That is going to be enough for the break. Chooses not to discard the face down card. That seems weird. So just to talk about discarding versus not discarding when you break a province. So the reason to discard versus... So the reason not to discard, I guess I should say, is if there are cards in the deck still that you don't want them to have in their discard pile. Examples of that would be Keeper Initiate, any Cavalry, I guess, for Unicorn, really, any big characters for Lion with Spirit Caller. So against Keeper clans, a lot you won't discard. Holdings against Crab is also another big one because they can rebuild them. But with Seeker clans, there usually aren't too many cards that you don't want them to discard, so it's usually a pretty easy choice. You just discard everything when you break, which I think is what he should have done here. The only time you wouldn't do that is if there are like a lot of really good cards in their discard pile, then it might be slightly better not to discard. I think generally you still should, though, if there aren't any like keepers or anything. Yeah, so I'm not really sure why he chose not to discard there. Ooh. So, big political attack at this magistrate station. This is potentially good if he can break it, but I think that's an if and only if. Oh, we can switch the ring type. That's a pretty easy fix. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes more sense for him to go military here. I'm not sure why that wouldn't have just been a mistake. He hasn't chosen defenders yet, so... So, Paragon of Grace, as the first action, can force Dragon to discard a card. Since it's not honored, the Dragon player will get to choose which card to discard, as opposed to at random. Again, he's not defending with the Toshimoko here, which seems a little bit strange. The discarded card was a Seal of the Dragon. We see Miyamoto Dojo to initiate a duel here. So I imagine he's going to double duel this Paragon of Grace. He currently has 3, 4, 5, 6 skill. No Toshimoko defense makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. I think you should definitely defend with Toshimoko. But, I mean, it's the same discussion we had last turn, right? I'm not really sure why he doesn't want to defend. Like, maybe he thinks he can't save this, so he's just going to let it break. It's 13 skill. He would have 8. So maybe, yeah, I mean, maybe he just doesn't have any military buffs in his hand. I don't know. Paragon of Grace is a courtier, so if he has a 4 shame, he can just bow right Sugu, although 2 Finger of Jades, so maybe not. Maybe, oh yeah, maybe he's afraid he can't prevent the break with his 10 card hand. Sounds like you're being a little bit sarcastic there, but I mean, it is possible with a Crane deck that he just doesn't have any cards in his hand to stop this break. Dragon is bidding 2 here. Hold on. Did Raitsugu have 0 fate on him already? I guess he must have. So Paragon of Grace loses both of the fate there. alphasquid is passing, so he is going to let this break, it looks like. I mean, yeah, Dragon still had the box to get up to 15 military. He's at 6. Oh, he went void? Oh, okay, that was what happened. Forgot about that. If he doesn't have a reprieve, he might be in some trouble here. So we see a pass. I feel like maybe he was asking because of a 4 shame, but if he had a 4 shame in his hand, then he should have 100% just defended with both characters. Well, no, because the Finger of Jade. He would have had to have 2 let goes also. Have we seen his splash? No. So yeah, that means no more Magistrate Station here. Still has a military conflict left though, so he can break something with the Toshimoko probably. 4 shame on Alchemist isn't the worst, I guess. Just dishonor that. He's gonna get the fire ring here. Finds upholding authority. He would have probably preferred this to be shameful unless Dragon has a conflict character, but I don't think he does. He could. Upholding authority is probably... I mean, it depends on what's in his hand, how bad this is. It is the 3rd break, though. So he will be on the Dragon Stronghold. And unless there's a reprieve on this Raitsugu, there won't be any monks on the board next turn, since he discarded... I mean, he could have the 3rd seal of the dragon, I guess. I wonder if the Crane player is holding let goes for the reprieve here. That would actually be pretty tragic, because the upholding authority could just discard them all. Yeah. So no defense, pass. Ooh, yeah, we see a let go to discard Ornate Fan, so wonder how many he has. Is Invocation of Ash still in Unicorn decks, by the way? I don't know if anyone knows that. I'm trying to decide if I want the promos still. Local Unicorn runs Invocation. I feel like I still see it in Unicorn decks, but you don't really see a whole lot of Unicorn games still. So I'm not 100% sure. Let's see what the Upholding Authority finds. Not as automatic as it used to be. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Like, I mean, it's not a bad card, but I don't know, it doesn't really seem that great, especially since I think people have been cutting Shahai, which makes it less good. Bonsai Court Games ×2, Fumiki, Formal Invitation, Let Go, Noble Sack, Voice of Honor. And discards 2 copies of Court Games, actually, so I guess he doesn't have the Reprieves in hand, actually, or he would have just discarded the Let Go, right? Honor his political rival to turn on that 1 Voice of Honor that he has. So yeah, Crane will be on the Stronghold next turn. We'll have to see what Dragon can do about that. Ooh, Tattooed Wander. I was thinking this turn was over, but there's still 1 conflict left. I have to say, though, for the Dragon player, I mean, I think I've already covered this, but playing Tattooed Wanderers as conflict characters with no fate every single time, yeah, this is going to be political. Finds Meditations. I mean, he's just going to get Crane Boxed here. But yeah, playing the Wanderers as characters with no fate every single time is probably not really ideal. Like, just because it's a 1-cost character doesn't mean you can't put fate on it. Especially if you're going to play an attachment on it, like the one you put the fan on, you would have still had that this turn, and then you wouldn't have had to play this one, right? If you just spent that 1 extra fate. Not to mention, you can also play it as an attachment if you want. that could stop the covert from the political rival. Oh, he went air. I mean, yeah, he gets bowed anyway, but he has the favor. So he's fine. Actually, yeah, he should tie favor this way, right? Crane doesn't have any more attacks. Yeah, so this is good. What Crane should actually do probably is just play the Fumiki to get favor. He has a ton of fate, and he has the Yoshi, so I think we might see that. We see Fumiki into the conflict, actually. That works also. And Dragon can't really do anything about that, I think. Only 2 cards in hand, yeah, so just the pass there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for Crane, I would say. Gets the Imperial favor. Raitsugu is going to leave play here. And you're on the Dragon Stronghold now. Not to mention, you can just bid 1, and then Dragon only has like 3 cards, and you have Yoshi. So, first player for Dragon. Yeah, like, what do you even do here? If you play Yokuni, he's probably just going to get coverted. So, you play, like, the Doom Shugenja and the Swordsmith. But then he just coverts your Alchemist. So, yeah. Probably just have to play Yokuni here, honestly, because he can at least copy the Alchemist ability. And then alphasquid, I think, should play... I mean, you have to just play Yoshi and then pass, right? I think the play here is Yoshi with 2 fate and then pass. Dragon can decide whether he wants to play a Doom Shugenja or not. I think Dragon should probably... Yeah, Yoshi 2 fate. Seems pretty obvious there. Like, if Dragon... So this is kind of awkward for Dragon. If he doesn't play the Doom Shugenja, yeah, he's going to play some characters here. The problem now, though, is that he's not going to have a lot of fate for these abilities. Definitely should have saved that Wanderer, yeah. I mean, the problem with Wanderer here is that you have 2 big characters, so you can't... Unless you cloud the rival, you can't stop the covert on both of them. But you could at least stop it on Yokuni and then honor him. The Swordsmith will be pretty good here. He could find a Seal of the Dragon, would not be bad. Because of the Stronghold. Ooh, he's going to bid 3 and go down to 1 honor. That's pretty risky. really needs those cards, I guess. He does find that third Seal of the Dragon. It's a little bit unfortunate that he doesn't still have the other one, though, because, like, whatever character you play that on is going to get coverted now. It would be nice to have one on the Alchemist and the Okuni. Even then, though, he has the Let Go in hand, so he can just let go of that. Seal of the Dragon on Yokuni. Like, okay, so if you let go of the Seal of the Dragon, then he has no monks. He's already played his 3 Tattooed Wanderers. I don't think he has Ancient Masters. So no monks on board means no Hurricane Punches and no Void Fists and no Stronghold. So honestly, I would just let go of this Seal of the Dragon here. You can kind of wait to see what he does first. I guess you can just covert Yokuni anyway, though, so maybe you don't even need to. So the first conflict for Dragon, I feel like if he doesn't go air, like he's put himself in a position now where he just has to go air basically, so he doesn't lose the game on honor. But what he really wanted to do here probably was go water. So I think maybe instead of bidding 3, if you really want cards, you just bid 2 and then go water military. Right? That forces him to either defend or you bow the rival. Doom Shugenja... Wait, what? Oh, I see what you're saying. Why is he attacking with the character that doesn't get unbowed by Sanctuary? I mean, he knows that alphasquid has the let go anyway, so I don't think it really matters. Like, if he attacks with Yokuni, then you just let go of the Seal of the Dragon. He does it anyway, though. I think that's probably good. So you can let him have this airing. That's fine. Did he forget did he forget what type of conflict this is? Ooh, formal invitation. We knew he had that in hand, actually. Did he think this was a military conflict? I think he might have done the thing again where he thought this was military, but it was really political. So now Yokuni is going to get dragged in here. Yeah. Yeah, so Yukuni gets dragged in, and yeah, now he's just going to attack the stronghold with everything on political, and covert the Master Alchemist, so it'll be 2 versus 5, 10, 19. Yeah, so I think alphasquid probably had that game anyway, right? Like, he's gonna get to draw 3 with Yoshi. He's gonna cover the Okuni, and it's still gonna be 19-5. So I think alphasquid wins that game there, no matter what. Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this game. Could have probably put 1 less fate on the Toshimoko there. Still has 3 fate at the end of the game here. Like, I don't know. I guess he was protected. He was pretty protected from Void and stuff, but the only time you really need to put that much fate on a character is if you're worried about like a 5 fires, and in that case 5 would probably not be the number. Uh but yeah, I think 4 would have been enough there. But yeah, definitely some things that could have been improved on both sides, but good game there. So with that win, alphasquid is at 5-1, which means he will make the Discord Cup for this season. So congratulations to him. Unfortunately, with that loss, cannister is now 3-3, which means he will make the amateur bracket, but he is out for the cup now. Won't be able to make that. Maybe next time. But yeah, looks like I think alphasquid, his loss was to Kikaze, so he probably still has Mech Mage to play against. Another Phoenix matchup that's pretty tough right now. Phoenix is a really strong clan. But yeah, he can just lose that game now and it won't matter. He'll be 5-2, so he'll still make it. So that's nice for him. Oh, is he playing against you right now? I don't know if I want to stream another game or if you guys would even want me to stream it, but yeah, I'm probably just gonna stop right now after streaming that one. Don't really want to do 2 in a row, but have fun. Should be a good game. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.